Hello VC, it's Steve here. I just want to do a quick update. I went charity shopping yesterday, just to have a look around the local charity shops near my home. These ones weren't the ones down south, they're not generous. When you go to the West Midlands, you tend to find a lot of rubbish in the charity shops. It comes a bit of a chore. After that I went to the market where a guy I know has got a small record store, and I bought a few bits off him. I'll show them later. I did have one killer find though. I'll just show you the run-of-the-mill stuff first. This is Whitesnake's greatest hits. I'm having a bit of a Whitesnake go at the moment. I've got this several times. I just bought this. It was a nice clean copy, and I just bought it as a backup copy. The second album was this one, which I've got also. I think I picked it up last week or the week before when I was down south. I don't care much for the later Bon Jovi stuff. Maybe the first two or three albums. The only reason why this was purchased because it's got my favourite Bon Jovi track, The Blaze of Glory. That was recorded because I believe John Bon Jovi got a part in the Young Guns 2. That was an American film that was released, I think, in the 90s, or it may even be the 80s. Time Does Fly, and he recorded the theme tune for it, and it's an amazing track. Another track on here is Runaway. If it hadn't got them two tracks on, I wouldn't have bothered with it. As I say, it's just a great compilation album of their early works, all the stuff I like, but some of the later stuff, it's just I don't like. This one was a killer find. I don't know if any of my American BC brothers have ever come across this guy, and I thought he was a heavy metal star to start with because it's on the Elektra Entertainment, and a lot of metals on Elektra as well. This was a total blind buy. I had no idea how good it was. And apparently John Campbell, what research I've done, was born in Louisiana, and he was an American blues like guitarist. There's a lot of slide guitar, and it's a lot of that sort of deep South American blues. It's just absolutely awesome. Sadly, what I gather, the guy then moved eventually to New York, and he's no longer with us. He was only in his early 40s when he died. I can't recommend this CD enough. It's not heavy metal, it's just like this blues, what us English guys associate America with. And he's just got an awesome voice, and he does, if it's him, plays the guitar like, you know, amazing. I shall definitely be looking out for more CDs by this guy. If anyone on the VC has heard of him, I think he only recorded about 6 albums, and obviously he had heart failure, and his career was cut short. But if anybody has heard of him, please can you comment below in the comments. Thank you. Another charity shop pickup I had. This one, Scott might enjoy this one. It's ignore the price, didn't pay that for it. It's Gary Moore, Blues for Greenie. I picked this one up because Gary Moore was ex-Thin Lizzy, and sadly he's no longer with us. I think he made this song called Parisian Walkways or Parisian Height or something. That was his sort of signature tune. But there is some good tracks on here. I haven't heard it before, I must admit, but I thought I'd reintroduce myself to it because with Thin Lizzy, as I commented on another video, I'm at the moment rediscovering them as a band. When they came out in the 70s with Phil Lynott, I never rated them. Aaron Metal Theologian summed it up for me when he spoke about it. I always got the same vibe as well. They always seem to miss something. There's something missing. But I've got about 3 vinyls in the collection. I picked up one a few weeks back, and I am sort of getting attached to them again. It's sort of a process. But one I never ever expected to find in a Telford charity shop was this one, the Scorpions. Now this was taken off the album Crazy World, and this only cost me £1. You've got Wind of Changes, To Be With You in Heaven, and third, Blackout Live. Yeah, for 99, I don't normally collect the CD singles. I think I've only got about 3. I do own quite a few Wasp ones, but I can't hold them up because of the language. I don't know, Wasp fans will know, but Blackie had this CD single. I'm not even going to say it's KFD. That's all I'm going to say. And you might know it, the Wasp fans might know it, but I've got about 3 or 4 of these, and that's it. But I picked it up for 90 pence. I wasn't going to leave it in a record store. I'm a massive Scorpions fan. I've got loads of vinyl, all their early stuff. When I've got a bit more time, I might do a Scorpions hold up, because I've got some nice Japanese ones with Obi strips in as well. I'll hold up. Now to the record store scores. I've already held one up, but I did get this Helix album, so I shan't talk about it. It was beautiful condition, and it was at a good price. I discovered Helix. I've always known about them, but I only sort of discovered them recently and started buying their records. But Greg will kill me if I get it wrong, like I said on the previous video, but I'm 99.9% sure they're Canadian. I must admit, I haven't been playing much vinyl recently. I'm going to rectify it today. It's all been CDs. Another record I picked up from my friend's record shop was a band called Nazareth. But I've never seen this one, but it's the greatest hits. Again, this album's in super condition. It's got a great fold inside of pictures of the band. You get some nice pictures there of all the lads, and you got Dan McCaffrey, Manny Charlton, Pete Agnew, and Daryl Sweet. But yeah, it's just a nice thing, and it's got some cracking tracks on it. It's got Love Hurts, which is a good one, Holy Roller, Bad Bad Boy, Broken Down Angel, Hair of the Dog, Sunshine. And yeah, it's just an amazing album. For what I pay for it, I always pick up Nazareth stuff. They're a really, really good band. If you haven't checked them out, my recommendation is to check them out. They're really, really, they're sort of like a 70s rock band, and they are very, very good. Right, another hold up. It's not a record. I bought this book, and it's basically The Hammer of the Gods, Led Zeppelin, and an authorised biography. Robert Plant is a neighbour of mine. He only lives down the road. The only thing I don't like about him, he sports Wolverhampton Wanderers. We all have our crosses to bear. But I like this book. I can't wait to read it. It'll give me something to read when I'm down south. Now, all these CDs I picked up. The first one is a compilation album, Ozzy Osbourne. It's got some killer tracks on here. All his usual fare. Bit of Black Sabbath, all the usual stuff. Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley. You've got Randy Rhoads' Paranoid. That's what it did with the late Randy Rhoads. The only cross to bear I've got with this, why haven't they put I Don't Know Why on? When I held up the last film, I held up Wasp Live at the Budokan. The first track was a track called I Don't Know. And to me, that's got one of the most classic heavy metal lyrics ever. I don't want to change the world. Hang on a minute, I've got it a bit muddled up. I'll think of it and get back to you. Sorry about that, I've just forgotten it. But yeah, it happens with me, unfortunately. I've got memory like a sift. Another one I picked up was a Green Day, and this was 1039 Smoothhead Out Slappy Hours. I must admit, I haven't I know most of the Green Day catalogue. This one I've seen, but I've never heard it before. And this, I think I missed. This is 1991. I might have it somewhere actually, but I don't know on that one. Now another one I picked up, and I've been playing a lot, I always pick these up, is Twisted Sister, and this is like the greatest hits, like We're Not Gonna Take It, I Am, I'm Me. That's probably my favourite track of theirs. It's just an amazing track. It's just got a lot of their sort of big hits, like The Kids Are Back, Shoot 'Em Down, which to me that sounds like Judas Priest. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but I was listening to that track last night and I shut my eyes and I thought Rob Alford was singing it, but it's not. But yeah, I remember Dee Snider back in the day, and I remember all their stuff as it came out, and that was sort of one of the bands that got me into heavy metal. And my poor nan and my mum, God rest their souls, my nan used to scream every time she saw Dee Snider in his makeup. It was so funny, but I have fond memories of that group. Now, the two crucial CDs, is Motorhead, the best of. This is essential. This is a classic British heavy metal band, and poor Lemmy is no longer with us, but I've got loads of these compilations by Motorhead, and it's got all their massive hits like Ace of Spades, Overkill, Bomber, and Louie, Damage Case, Iron Fist, and Dr. Rock, The Chase is Better, and Orgasmatron, Eat the Rich. It's just an amazing compilation CD. That's why I purchased it. Now, a find I did get, and Greg will love this one, is probably probably the greatest rock, or one of them, albums ever. And it's his fault I purchased it. I think he held it up recently. I've got it on vinyl, but I haven't got a CD copy, so I rectified that yesterday. And it's made in Japan, the remastered edition. If you've got a rock collection and you don't own this CD, seriously, have a look inside your soul and go out to your record store and buy it. It is absolute killer album. It's a classic. What I thought made Deep Purple for me was John Lord's organ arrangements, and that to me set their music off in a different way. A lot of people say that they can remember a great guitarist, because obviously Purple had a great guitarist. Hang on a bit, it's just dropped. I apologise. In Richie Blackmore, but it's just an amazing album, and you've got Richie Blackmore there. You've got all the pictures of the band. This is Roger Glover, and you've got Ian Gillan. And apparently Ian Gillan didn't like this album because he had just recovered from bronchitis, and he felt his vocals weren't very good. So he basically did the concert in 3 nights in Japan. I'm not going clever all of a sudden. I actually read it on the sleeve notes last night. But yeah, this is a killer album. It's got all their hits on it. And Greg says, do I do a karaoke version of Child in Time? Sadly, mate, I buy records because I can't sing. If I had a voice like Rob Halford or somebody like that, I'd be in a nice big mansion now with a swimming pool and and these gold chandeliers. They'll be throwing TVs into it or doing something really crazy. But I can't sing to save my life. But I just thought I'd acknowledge the fact. But yeah, this is Greg's favourite band, and he was the instigator of that. When I played it last night, and he can't get enough of it. It was brilliantly recorded. And it's just an amazing, probably I'd go as far to say is one of the best live albums ever. But somebody will probably shoot me down. That's my humble opinion. But somebody will probably shoot me down and say, oh, I prefer this. But que sera, sera. Anyway, this is the Headbanging Zulu. Sorry I forgot that Ozzy lyric. I'll remember it soon. I had a brain freeze. And unfortunately I can't edit these films. I'm not that posh and technically minded. Plus for the fact the time it takes me to edit one of these films, I'd rather be sorting out my record collection or playing it or banging my head to some nice music. So if I've made any mistakes, please forgive me. I'll see you next time, folks. Thank you very much for listening to me again. And I just want to say a big shout out and thank you very much to all my subs and viewers. Thank you very much. Bye.